think I was bit by a vampire.
This is definitely concerning, but I don't have any experience with vampire bites. I do, however, have training in accident investigation from the Florida Highway Patrol, and I'm proud to say that I've received many awards that... Hey, you feeling okay, buddy?
Injured? Take a breath. Call Coy.
Hi, I'm Wanda Roberts. For the last 20 years, I've been helping the residents of Northwest Florida buy and sell their properties. My office is just 1 block south of the courthouse in historic downtown Crestview. Give us a call at 850-398-5389.
Hi, I'm Michael Gilbert, defense attorney with Warrior Law. I represent those accused in Santa Rosa, Okaloosa, and Walton County. If you or anyone you know has been accused of a crime, give us a call. We can help.
The Cottage Formalware, located at 648 North Wilson Street, has all your needs for looking your best. We have homecoming, prom, and pageant dresses. We have tux rental suits, vests, ties. Need something casual? We have that too. Shop Hometown First and visit us on Facebook at the Cottage Boutique and Formalware. We're located at 648 North Wilson Street. Call 850-682-2446.
Hello, this is Chris Norman at Bulldog Bail Bonds. Our office is in Crestview, Florida, but we service 7 Northwest Florida counties. If you ever find yourself in a jam, please give us a call. We're here to help you out.
Congratulations, Crestview's very own Dixie Dan Powell of Powell Injury Law, for your recent jury verdict of $11.5 million for your client from a death and injury against an inflatable amusement company. Recognized in 2017 as one of the top 100 civil trial lawyers in the state of Florida, and Dixie is AV Preeminent rated. Dixie Dan Powell works tirelessly for his clients, as is evident by this extraordinary verdict. If you're taking your case to trial, be prepared. Contact Dixie Dan Powell and Powell Injury Law, 850-306-2667.
Backbone Bakery Cafe is 2 blocks from the courthouse on Crestview's historic Main Street. We serve handmade pastries, espresso, and lunch items, and we're open Tuesday to Saturday from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m., serving lunch from 11 to 2. We hope to see you.
All rise, please. Court's back in session.
Thank you. Be seated. Okay. Shaquan Banks.
Your Honor, over here, Mr. Banks. Your Honor, Tim Gibbs on behalf of Mr. Jaquan Banks, 23 CF 1871. I'd have just one moment. So- Your Honor, Mr. Banks would like to plead not guilty today. We'll try to negotiate with the state if we could leave him on for October 30th for pretrial.
All right, he's charged with marijuana possession with intent to sell and possession of narcotics equipment. You want to leave him on for the 30th?
Yes, Judge.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Get with your attorney, get this straightened out. Tara Banks.
Your Honor, Tim Gibbs on behalf of Tierra Banks, 23 CF 1978. I believe we have an agreement that's being reviewed. We do have an agreement. If I may approach, Judge.
All right, is it Tara Banks? Would you please raise your right hand to be sworn? You swear the testimony you give before this court's the truth, so help you God.
Yes.
Okay.
Just make sure to speak up, okay?
You want to enter is a no contest plea to, is it 2 misdemeanors, Mr. Gibbs?
Yes, Your Honor. The battery on a law enforcement officer is being reduced to resisting without violence.
That's correct, Judge.
All right, you want to enter a no contest plea to a misdemeanor resisting without violence and also driving license suspended or revoked, correct, ma'am? Did you read and sign this plea and sentencing agreement form?
Did you go over the written plea with me yesterday?
Yes, sir.
You understand the rights you're waiving by entering this plea?
Yes, sir.
Did anyone force you or threaten you to enter this plea?
No.
Are you under the influence of any medication or drugs that prevent you from knowing what you're doing here today?
No.
Are you happy with the work Mr. Gibbs has done for you on your
Yes, sir.
case? The court finds the plea is freely and voluntarily entered. The court accepts it. On count 1, resisting, you're sentenced to credit for your sentence to time served, $50 cost of prosecution, $220 court costs, $100 PD fee due within 120 days of release. Count 2, you're sentenced to time served.
Thank you, Judge.
Adjudicated guilty on both, and stay out of trouble, okay?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Good luck. So they'll process you. That's your copy if you want it.
John Darden.
Your Honor, Tim Gibbs on behalf of John Darden. This is 23 CF 1926. Judge, if I may have a moment. Looking at the case or anything more. So if, I don't know if we have defenses or anything like that, okay?
Thank you.
I'll sign my end.
Mr. Darden, would you please raise your right hand to be sworn? You swear the testimony you give for his court's the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Your Honor, if I may approach.
Yes. This is 23 CF 1926, State of Florida versus John Darden. You want to enter a no contest plea to a misdemeanor, possession of paraphernalia, correct? And the state's going to drop the felony charge?
That's correct. The state would announce a null pros on count 1, return for the plea, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Did you read and sign this plea and sentencing agreement form? You understand the rights you're waiving by entering this plea? Has anyone forced you or threatened you to enter this plea? Are you under the influence of any medication or drugs that prevent you from knowing what you're doing here today? You happy with the work Mr. Gibbs has done for you on your case?
Yes, sir.
Court finds the plea is freely and voluntarily entered. Court accepts it. Count 1 is being dismissed by the state. Count 2, you're sentenced to time served. $50 cost of prosecution. $220 court cost, $100 PD fee, all due within 120 days or sent to collections, adjudicated guilty. Okay.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you. Antoine Davis.
Your Honor, Mr. Davis is present and approaching. Tim Gibbs for Antoine Davis, 23 CF 1963. Judge, we'd like to enter a not guilty plea on this case and leave it set for October 30th for pretrial.
All right, Mr. Davis, you're charged with domestic battery by strangulation, so your attorney has pledged you not guilty, and please get with him, and we'll see you back on October 30th. Thank you.
Just charge you with just that.
Caleb Dunn.
Your Honor, Tim Gibbs on behalf of Caleb Dunn, 23 CF 1840. Judge, I believe we have an agreement. Judge, if I may approach.
Thank you. Mr. Dunn, would you please raise your right hand to be sworn? You swear the testimony you give for this court's the truth, so help you God? This is 23 CF 1840, State of Florida versus Caleb Dunn. You want to enter a no contest plea to a felony fleeing or attempting to elude, and a misdemeanor attaching improper tag, driving license suspended or revoked, and no vehicle registration. Those are 3 misdemeanors and 1 felony, correct?
Yes, sir.
Did you read and sign this plea and sentencing agreement form?
You remember signing that yesterday?
Yes, sir.
You aware of the rights you're waiving by entering this plea?
Yes, sir.
Anyone force you or threaten you to enter this plea?
Did anybody force or threaten you to plea?
No, sir.
Are you under the influence of any medication or drugs that prevent you from knowing what you're doing here today?
No, sir.
Are you happy with the work Mr. Gibbs has done for you on your case?
Yes, sir.
Court finds the plea is freely and voluntarily entered. Court accepts it. On the felony, it's withhold adjudication. On the misdemeanors, you're adjudicated guilty. On all counts, you're sentenced to time served, $100 cost of prosecution, $415 court costs, $150 PD fee, due within 180 days of release.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay? Thank you.
That's your copy, yeah. That's just official charges.
Thank you.
Your Honor, Tim Gibbs on behalf of Sean Falk. This is 23 CF 1946. Judge, we'd like to enter a not guilty plea today. We did just hear back today from Phoenix House that he's been accepted. We'll be trying to talk to the state about that. I know the state's not agreeing to that at this time, but I'd like to set him for next week, 10-5, to see if we can get this case resolved otherwise.
All right, he's charged with burglary of a dwelling, unarmed, and criminal mischief over $200. Under 1,000, your attorney's pleading you not guilty. We'll see you back here on October 5th, okay?
Sounds good.
Judge.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Just got that up about an hour.
Perfect, that's perfect. Thank you, sir.
Unless he is going, I just did
Are you John Fleming? This is 23 CF 1813. Are you John
Yes, sir.
Fleming? Okay. You're charged with child neglect without great harm. Is there any type of offer for Mr. Fleming, or is he?
Judge, the guidelines between that case and 22 CF 2205, the other open case he has right now, put guidelines at 54.7 months Department of Corrections, and that would be our offer at this time.
About let me point the public defender to represent you, help you out, see maybe you can go to trial, or,
Yes, sir.
okay, or plead something or whatever, okay?
Yes, sir.
So I'll appoint the public defender and plead you not guilty. And is October 30th, is that a good day to bring Mr.?
I think we can bring him back that day, Judge, and hopefully we have a resolution and try to go from there.
All right, if we don't, we'll bring you
sir.
back October 30th, okay? Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Terrell Flournoy. Flournoy.
Your Honor, Tim Gibbs on behalf of Terrell Flournoy, 23 CF 1960. So this, like we signed yesterday, I'm just going to go give that to him.
Okay.
If I may approach, Judge.
Mr. Flournoy, would you please raise your right hand to be sworn?
Yes,
You
sir.
swear the testimony you give for this court's the truth, so help you God.
Yes, sir, I do.
Thank you. This is State of Florida versus Terrell Wayne Flournoy, 23 CF 1960. You want to enter a no contest plea to a misdemeanor criminal mischief less than $200. Is that correct?
That is correct, sir.
Did you read and sign this plea and sentencing agreement form?
Yes, sir, I did.
Are you aware of the rights you're waiving by entering this plea?
Yes, sir, I am.
Anyone force you or threaten you to enter this plea?
No, sir, not at all.
Are you happy with the work Mr. Gibbs has done for you on your case?
Absolutely.
Court finds the plea is freely and voluntarily entered. Court accepts it. Sentences you to 30 days Okaloosa County Jail with credit for time served.
Yes, sir.
$50 cost of prosecution, $220 court costs, $100 PD fee, $12.99 restitution to Walmart and Crestview. All money due within 120 days of release or sent to collections or reduced to judgment, adjudicated guilty.
Thank you,
Yes,
Judge.
sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
We found it weird that he was charged as a felony criminal mischief, Judge, when there's not an enhancement for for criminal mischief to a felony. So
That was the mistake of the officer, the arresting officer there. He should have known that.
Well, don't get in trouble with anything, and then you don't have to worry about that.
Yes, sir, this is true. Thank you. You have a good day, good.
Amber Foreman.
Your Honor, Tim Gibbs on behalf of Ms. Amber Foreman. She is present and approaching. Judge, this is case number 23 CF 1866. We have reached an agreement with the state judge that the state's going to dismiss her charges upon payment of the court costs. That total, where'd you go, Ms. Foreman? There you are. That total should be $765. We're asking for a control date about 120 days out to make sure that she can get those paid or get a payment plan with the clerk in order to get this case resolved.
So there's no plea, or it's a not guilty plea, is that right? Or-
Essentially a not guilty plea, and then once she pays the court costs, we just have a control date. She can go downstairs and
All
start
right,
a payment plan.
and how many days did she need?
I'm asking for 120 days, Judge. for a control date.
Well, why don't we set it for December 28th? It's not 120 days, but it's see what kind of progress she's making.
Very well, Judge.
I don't have I don't have a calendar out farther than that.
I don't know if the clerk does either. But that's fine, Judge. If she gets it paid before, then we can take her off the docket.
Okay, January 25th.
Very well.
We'll come back by January 25th and let you get it paid. They'll just drop charge. You don't have to come back. Okay.
Get it all paid before, then they'll drop it. You don't have to come back.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you have any other questions, give me a call. That's just your copy. You can go talk to the clerk today.
Thanks.
All right. I believe that concludes my business, Judge.
All right. Thank you, sir. Brooklyn Hagelin.
Morning, Judge. This is Brooklyn Hegland. She spoke with me about a possible plea in this case. I drafted up the agreement. I'm having somebody bring it over to me. If we can pass her, I do need to speak with the state about one issue. The two of the charges on the case looked at the file, and the resisting and battery involved the same activity on the same officer on the same date. And so the resisting with violence is a level 5 offense. The level 4 offense, battery on a law enforcement officer, will be subsumed within the resisting with violence.
State's offer is plea to count 1, dismiss counts 2 and 3, as stated in our.
I have not seen that one then. Do you have one drawn up?
I just have.
Oh, you just have
the offer from Ariana.
Okay.
Plea to count 1.
All right, Judge, in that case, we'll be entering a plea on it. If the court wants to pass her till the end, I'll have either run over myself or have somebody else run over and grab the file and bring it, or grab the offer and bring it
Okay.
out to us.
We'll bring you back in a few minutes. Katrina Henry. Katrina Louise Henry. Did she get served, or Miss Ann?
She is out of jail. At least she was when I checked on her Thursday or Friday. She had gotten out, I want to say, about 2 weeks ago.
All right, no bond, capias pending first appearance. Candace House. Candace Nicole House.
Judge, I don't believe Ms. House is a public defender client.
Check and see if she got notice served.
It's Candace with a C or a K?
Candace.
DOP. She just got sentenced today.
She had a hold already.
Yeah, she's got another few to do.
All right, no bond, capias, thank you. Susan May Ignis, or Igus. Susan May Igus.
Your Honor, it appears Ms. Igus is approaching the bench. We've been appointed to represent Ms. Igus. I'll enter a plea of not guilty on her behalf, request 15 days for any pre-arraignment motions, and demand trial by jury. Ms. Igus, you're going to need to call and make an appointment to see me, okay?
Okay.
All right, Ms. Igus, get with your attorney, and we'll bring you back on October 30th, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Malik Jackson.
Okay.
She has a whole.
She does? All right. Give me just one.
All right, Malik Rashad Jackson.
Judge, I went out and saw Mr. Jackson, and this is the one I was going to ask the state to do probation on. The offer was 9 months county jail. He's amenable to a plea of probation. Can you do that without talking to Ariane, or do we need to pass it?
I'm not willing to do that today.
Okay. All right, Mr. Jackson, I explained to you last night the situation with the assigned prosecutor. So they're going to need to get with her. We're not going to be able to do this today. I'm just going to arraign you for today's purposes, and as soon as we get it resolved, I'll get you brought in on an earlier date, okay? All right, Judge, I'll arraign him, enter a plea of not guilty on his behalf, 15 days for plea arraignment motions, request trial by jury.
All right, October 30th, and we'll move him up if you can get it resolved.
Yes, sir. Based on the offer, I'm sure we can.
Okay. David Jenkins.
Judge, Mr. Jenkins appears to be approaching the bench. I'll enter a plea of not guilty on his behalf. Request 15 days for any pre-arraignment motions, demand trial by jury. Mr. Jenkins, you need to come by my office and see me, okay? Make an appointment.
All right, October 30th.
Thank you, Judge. So that'll be your next court date, okay? Call the office, make an appointment to see me before then. Okay? All right, sir.
All right, Lachelle Jones.
Ms. Jones, come stand over here. Judge, I was advised yesterday after leaving the jail from speaking with Ms. Jones and some others that there's apparently a conflict with another public defender client. We filed a motion to withdraw and have RCC appointed. That was in my approval box this morning, and I signed it earlier this morning.
All right, she is here for vehicle theft and driving license suspended revoked.
Yes, sir.
And Ms. Jones, we're going to appoint you regional conflict counsel, probably be Ms. Flowers, okay?
Yes.
And bring you back October 30th. And
All right.
sooner if we can get it resolved, okay?
Somebody who you're either a witness in somebody else's case or somebody else's.
Oh, she is also charged with petty theft.
Yes, sir. She's got two cases.
Third degree, third conviction. So we'll plead her not guilty on all those and appoint regional conflict counsel.
Thank you, Judge.
Yeah.
Dooley Costin.
Is that her?
Right. She's the state attorney. You'll have to talk about all this with
That's
Ms.
not who it is?
Flowers. That's not your attorney, no, ma'am. That's
I know that's
That's the elected state attorney. Judge, this is Diwali Costin. Will enter a plea of not guilty on his behalf, request 15 days for any pre-arraignment motions, and demand trial by jury.
October 30th, and bring him back sooner if we get it resolved. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Kevin Lloyd.
Judge, I believe this one's going to be a plea. I went over the rights with you yesterday when we were talking. Let me get your signature right there. Okay. Do you mind if I date it for you, sir?
Mr. Lloyd, would you please raise your right hand to be sworn? You swear the testimony you give before this court's the truth, so help you God? Okay, thank you.
Well, 120 days of...
Oh, on the reserve? That's fine. They're going to increase the time that restitution is reserved to 120 days. Do you have a problem with that?
All right, this is State of Florida versus Kevin Lloyd, 23 CF 1900. You want to enter a no contest plea to, is it felony petty theft?
Yes, Your Honor.
That's correct, Judge.
Did you read and sign this plea and sentencing agreement form? Are you aware of the rights you're waiving by entering this plea?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced you or threatened you to enter this plea?
No, sir.
Are you under the influence of any medication or drugs that prevent you from knowing what you're doing here today?
No, sir.
Are you happy with the work Mr. Williams has done for you on your case?
Yes, sir.
Court finds the plea is freely and voluntarily entered. Court accepts it. Judges you guilty, sentence you 60 days county jail with credit for time served, $415 court costs, $50 cost of prosecution, $50 PD application fee, $100 PD fee, reserved jurisdiction on restitution for 120 days, adjudicated guilty. Anything else?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Gregory Lusko.
Come on up, Mr.
Is he entering a plea?
Judge, I don't believe he's my client.
Okay. You're Gregory Lusko?
Yes, sir.
All right, you're charged with possession of weapon or firearm by a convicted felon. Is there any type of offer for him? Or?
The state's offer is adjudication, 12 months probation, 50 hours of community service with no buyout, no drugs or alcohol, forfeit weapon, no possession of weapons, and court cost of prosecution.
For me, I would like to ask the public defender's opinion first before I make a decision.
I'll appoint the public defender to represent you and bring you back on October 30th, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, then if you decide sooner, we'll move you up on the calendar, okay?
I appreciate you.
All right, thank you. Appoint public defender, plead him not guilty.
That's correct, Judge. Not guilty. Demand trial by jury, 15 days for any pre-arraignment motions.
Okay, thank you. Michael Joseph Manning.
Judge, this is going to be a negotiated plea. All right, Mr. Manning. Still want to do the 45 days. This is the written document that I told you about yesterday. I went over your rights with you. Let me get your signature right there. It's for the 45 days.
Because I wore it one day.
Judge, this is a plea to 45 days county jail. Will be an adjudication until
All right, you are Michael Joseph Manning. Would you please raise your right hand to be sworn? You swear the testimony you give before this court's the truth, so help you God? This is the state of Florida versus Michael Joseph Manning, case number 23 CF 1841. You want to enter a no contest plea to the charge of felony petty theft, is that correct?
We discussed yesterday, yes it is.
Did you read and sign this plea and sentencing agreement form which explains your rights?
Did.
You aware of the rights you're waiving by entering this plea? Anyone force you or threaten you to enter this plea?
No, they have not.
Are you under the influence of any medication or drugs that prevent you from knowing what you're doing here today?
No, I am not.
Are you happy with the work Mr. Williams has done for you on your case?
I am.
Okay. Court finds the plea is freely and voluntarily entered. Court accepts it. Judge you guilty. Sentence you 45 days county jail with credit for time served, $4.15 court cost, $50 cost of prosecution, $50 PD app fee, and $100 PD fee. Okay?
All right, Judge, thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, sir, good luck to you, okay? Judge, I've not gotten a response yet requesting that they bring that stuff over on the printer. I think you've got another set of cases. I'm going to run back to the office and grab that real quick.
Do we have Georgia May?
We do, Judge. We can go ahead and handle Ms. May. It's a PTI referral.
Georgia May Moore is what I meant to say.
Yes, Judge.
She needs to get with Officer Clark.
Here we go.
All right, this is, ma'am, you're Georgia May Moore?
Yes, I am.
Okay, thank you.
Judge, this is a PTI referral. Both the defendant and the state have signed. It's for a 12-month term. So we need, what, a date, some 12 months and about?
Yes, and this one does require a plea.
All right. And she would be entering a plea to a single count of third-degree felony child abuse. That's child abuse without great bodily harm.
We don't
file
need
this with the clerk or give it to probation?
Give it to probation. And, Your Honor, we would not need a control date. It'll just come off the docket once all the paperwork is turned in.
All right, if she completes the terms, then the charges will be dropped?
That's correct, Judge.
Okay.
So you just need to take a no contest plea from her.
All right, this is 23 CF 1972, Georgia Faye Moore. Ms. Moore, would you please raise your right hand to be sworn? You swear the testimony you give before this court's the truth, so help you God.
Yes.
You want to enter this pretrial intervention program, which, if you do the terms on that paper there that your attorney's handled, you can put your hand down.
Oh, thank you.
When you do those things, the charges will be dropped against you.
That'll work.
And you want to, so you want to enter a no contest plea to that offense as a third-degree felony of child abuse without great bodily harm, correct?
Yes.
Did anyone force you or threaten you to enter this plea?
No.
Are you under the influence of any medication or drugs that prevent you from knowing what you're doing here today?
No.
Are you understand the rights you're waiving by entering this plea?
Yes.
Okay, with the understanding that the charges will be dropped if you do those things within a year. Okay? So go ahead, and I think you would touch base with Mr. Berry over here, or Ms. Jogley, and just get that, is it if she gets it done, whatever the terms are, within, say, 6 months, the charge will be dropped as soon as she gets it done. Is that correct?
No, Your Honor, we generally ask that it be the full term. If probation and parole feels it's appropriate to ask before that they can reach out to us. But we would
Okay,
ask
they may, they may get it done. If you get it done, it may be shortened up, okay? Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Berry, on the PTIs, do you, were there PD, represented by PD, do you prefer to waive the cost supervision, or what do you want to do on that?
It's already waived on here.
All right, I'll waive it.
We initialed it already.
Judge, I've been advised that Ms. House is now present. Candace House.
Okay.
She's under. I don't believe we've been appointed on her as yet, Judge.
All right, did I have a capias for her? Will it recall the capias?
Yes. You did issue a capias, Judge, is my recollection.
Thank you.
All right, she does not have an attorney, Ms. Howe? Ms. House, you don't have?
No, sir.
All right, you are here on a charge of dealing with stolen property and vehicle theft. And this is 23 CF 1988. Would you like to have an attorney to represent you?
Yes, sir.
I'll appoint the public defender and bring you back October 30th, see if we can get the case resolved, okay?
Okay, thank
Plead
you.
you not guilty.
Thank you.
Okay. Rose Ann Parrish.
Judge, I'll be back in just a minute when I grab that off.
Your Honor, Ms. Parrish is present and approaching. She's before the court on 23 CF 1958. She's going to tender a not guilty plea at this time and request trial by jury.
All right, this is 23 CF 1958. Ms. Parrish, you're charged with grand theft, third-degree felony. Your attorney's pledged you not guilty. We'll bring you back October 30th, so we can get your case resolved before then. We'll move you up.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Just call the office, okay?
Thank you.
Achilles Perry.
Your Honor, he is present and approaching 23 CF 1893. He's charged with flee and elude. At this time, we're going to enter a not guilty plea and request trial by jury.
All right.
But October 30th is your court date.
October 30th, Mr. Perry, get with your attorney, see if you can get it resolved, okay? Thank you.
Your Honor, I believe they were having to transport over the next one on the docket. He's not here yet. So
Tiffany Ryan, then.
Your Honor, Ms. Ryan is present and approaching. We're going to enter a not guilty plea at this time, request trial by jury, and
All right, you're charged, this is 23 CF 1848. You're charged with possession of controlled substance without prescription, possession of narcotics equipment. Appoint public defender, bring you back on October 30th. Thank you.
he's going to give you information.
Alan Lee Sampson. All right, this is 23 CF 1859, State versus Alan Lee Sampson. You're charged, Mr. Sampson, with aggravated stalking. Would you like to have, is there an offer for him?
Your Honor, it's going to be Veterans Court.
Veterans Court?
He would need to get screened. He also doesn't have an attorney right now. However, he has a misdemeanor case pending, and as of September 7th, Judge Ward determined he doesn't qualify.
He does not.
I have the, I just printed out the copy of the application for the indigent status.
What I'll do is appoint the public defender at this time.
I'm sorry,
I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you, and perhaps you can get into Veterans Court. And I think if he completes it, the charges are dropped. Isn't that right?
That's, I think, ultimately up to Judge Mason, Judge.
It's an 18-month program.
18-month program. You don't have to do it if you don't want to, but I'm going to appoint the public defender to look into it for you and give you that option if you want to do that.
Well, thank you, Your Honor.
So, October 30th, if he doesn't get transferred into Veterans Court. Don't he have to fill out?
I don't know what Veterans Court is. I've never heard of it before.
It's a program that if you go to counseling and meet other requirements, I think they drop the charges against you if you complete it, but I'm not sure about
Something
that.
you qualify for because you're a veteran.
Yeah, you're a veteran. If you're a veteran,
I'm retiree, sir. Retiree.
okay, well, you served in some military capacity, correct?
Yes, sir, I did.
All right, if you go through this program, if you qualify, you get in it, you go through a program, you could have your charges dropped if you want to go through it. Or you can just do a standard criminal case if you want to, okay? If I'm giving you the option, I'm having appointed a public defender.
I would like a public defender. I have not talked to an attorney yet.
Okay.
Your Honor, as Ms. Glisson had indicated, it was because he didn't qualify. He makes too much.
Well, we'll see. You may have to hire your own attorney, okay?
But I'll be glad to give him some information.
You think you want to hire your own attorney?
My $400,000 house is paid for. I'm going to be putting it on the market.
Well, you probably,
Right
I'm
now-
not going to
right
point,
now I-
okay, look, what I'm going to do is, you're not going to get a public defender. I'm going to set you for October 30th for pretrial. You can represent yourself if you want to, but I would recommend hiring an attorney and tell that attorney, I'm pleading you not guilty at this time.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I'm pleading you not guilty, ask for a jury trial, giving you a jury trial, bring you back October 30th, go see if you want to hire a private attorney, okay?
Yes, sir.
And give him notice for October 30th, pretrial conference.
And Your Honor, as a friend of the court, I don't know if we can try to give him contact information for Mr. Ed Rivera, who's the coordinator for Vet Court, in case he is.
His attorney, he'll get an attorney and they'll do it.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
Just tell your attorney you may have an option for Veterans Court, okay?
Yes, sir.
Go hire a criminal defense attorney.
No, I plan on that, sir.
And tell them you got to come back October 30th. They'll know what to do. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Have a great day.
George Scott.
Your Honor, Mr. Scott is present and approaching. He's before the court on 23 CF 1843 for possession of ammo by a convicted felon. At this time, we're going to enter a not guilty plea, request trial by jury.
Okay, October 30th, Mr. George Scott Jr., October 30th.
Sir.
Thank you. Kevon Seals.
Your Honor, the state has not filed an information in this case yet. We request that this be reset for arraignment either November 2nd or November 9th.
Are you considering whether or not to charge him?
I'm waiting on additional information.
Okay. They may not charge you with any offense, so we're going to continue your case to November. What we'll do is continue your arraignment to, what date was you talking?
November 9th or November 2nd.
November 9th. They may not file charges against you, okay? If they do, then we'll see about appointing you an attorney or whatever if you want one, or on November 9th, okay?
Yes, sir.
So come back. We got a notice for him, 1:30 November 9th, okay?
Yes, sir.
Brian Michael Simmons, or Simons.
Your Honor, if I may have a moment with him?
All right.
Because I don't think we're going to need to be appointed. Your Honor, I believe he does want to take the state's offer. For the record, he is before the court on 23 CF 1812 on a charge of possession of a controlled substance.
May I approach with a score sheet, Your Honor?
All right.
The offers of withholding court costs of prosecution.
For the felony.
Yes, sir.
Is it Simmons or Simons?
Simons, Your Honor.
All right, this is, you are Brian Simons.
Yes, sir.
This is 23 CF 1812, State of Florida versus Brian Simons. The state has offered you, if you want to enter a no contest plea to this felony, I will withhold adjudication of guilt, which means you won't have a felony conviction. And was there any jail time or no jail time, no probation, and just standard court costs, which give you 180 days to pay, or they go to collections? See, there's a few $100s.
I can pay it now if
All right.
I have.
Do you want to do that? Do you want to enter that plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Would you raise your right hand to be sworn? You swear the testimony you give before this court's true, so help you God.
So help me God.
You want to enter a felony plea to possession of cocaine, a third-degree felony. You understand that?
Yes, Your
You
Honor.
understand the rights you're waiving by entering this plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anyone force you or threaten you to enter this plea?
No, sir.
Are you under the influence of any medication or drugs that prevent you from knowing what you're doing here today?
No, sir.
You know you have the right to an attorney. You can represent yourself or hire an attorney, or if you can't afford an attorney, public defender will be appointed. You're waiving that by entering this plea. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court finds the plea is freely and voluntarily entered. Court accepts it, withholds adjudication of guilt, sentences you to pay court costs, standard court costs within 180 days, or it goes to collections. And anything else?
No, Your Honor.
Withhold adjudication. And I order you to stay away from cocaine.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Where do I pay that?
Clerk's office downstairs. You might want to give them a few minutes to get it.
I just put it in.
Okay, just go downstairs to the clerk's office and pay it on the
Thank you,
first
Your Honor.
floor. Thank you.
Have a good day.
Derek Smith. Derek A. Smith, 23 CF 1821. Ms. Rivers, have you heard from Mr. Smith?
No, Your Honor.
You get notice? Capias pending, no bond, Capias pending first appearance. He's in custody?
I'm sure his bond in this case was revoked. Yeah, he's in jail. He's in our jail.
He's in jail?
He's in our jail, Judge.
Capias for the bailiffs for not bringing him over. Yeah. Failure to appear on behalf of the bailiff's fault.
Resisting possession, yeah.
All right, of course, I'll withdraw the Capias. Set him for, let's see, this is arraignment, isn't it?
Yes, Your Honor.
What's our next arraignment date? We'll set him for October 5th. Oh, really? Well, we're almost at, We'll go ahead.
October 5th.
Reset, then I'll tell them not to.
Yep.
Is it going to be a plea?
Don't know, Your Honor. I hadn't met with him.
October 5th.
Yes.
We'll bring him October 5th. Jake Allison Stevens, 23 CF 1889. You're Mr. Stevens,
Yes, sir.
charged with false information to a pawn shop, a felony. Is there an offer for him?
There is, Your Honor, if he wishes to resolve, the state's willing to offer a pretrial intervention diversion agreement. I do have the paperwork with me if he would like to have a public defender appointed to go over that today.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll appoint public defender if you, you may have this opportunity. If you complete it, then the charges will be dropped.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
If you just want to wait and give me a few minutes, and I can go over it with you.
He's got a warrant.
Oh,
You have to go that way.
Another warrant?
Jordan Daniel Stetson.
Your Honor, he is before the court
Okay,
on a count of aggravated battery of deadly weapon, aggravated assault with threat of a deadly weapon, tampering with a witness, and battery, domestic violence. He's going to enter a not guilty plea and request trial by jury.
all right, October 30th. Thank you, sir. Jacob Stoller. This is 23 CF 1787, State versus Jacob Stoller. Is there an offer for him?
Yes, Your Honor, the state would offer to dismiss count 1, which is the felony, plea to count 2, which is the misdemeanor, with the withhold of adjudication, court costs, and costs of prosecution.
All right, if you want to enter a plea to a misdemeanor, I'll withhold adjudication, which means you're not adjudicated guilty of a misdemeanor, and the state will drop the felony. You want to do that?
I haven't had a chance to meet with an attorney. Is there any way, so I wouldn't be allowed to be, if I enter a not guilty plea, do I still have that offer today?
I don't know.
You could give us a few minutes.
I'll appoint the public defender and explain to you that that's a really great offer.
Thank you very much.
Just stay in the courtroom for me, okay?
Absolutely, thanks.
Hold on. Ask to pass that until we.
All right. The next one is 23 CF 1846, Mindy Raven Taylor.
Your Honor, she entered a plea this morning.
The next one is Ryan Philip Thomas, 23 CF 1794.
And Your Honor, we've reached an agreement in that matter.
Okay.
If I may approach.
All right. Mr. Thomas, would you please raise your right hand to be sworn? You swear the testimony you give for this court is the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Okay. This is State of Florida versus Ryan Thomas, 23 CF 1794. You want to enter a no contest plea, the charge of grand theft auto, correct?
Yes, sir.
Did you read and sign this plea and sentencing agreement form?
Yes, sir.
You aware of the rights you're waiving by entering this plea?
Yes, sir.
Anyone force you or threaten you to enter this plea?
No, sir.
Are you under the influence of any medication or drugs that prevent you from knowing what you're doing here today?
No, sir.
Are you happy with the work Ms. Rivers has done for you on your case?
Yes, sir.
Court finds the plea is freely and voluntarily entered. Court accepts it. Judge you guilty. Sentence you to time served. $415 court cost, $100 cost of prosecution, $150 PD fee, and that's it.
Sir.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
Okay, Ms. Hagland.
All right, Brooklyn Hagland.
If you want to take. All right, Judge, we have a negotiated plea in this case. These are the rights I was talking with you about last night that you have associated with the trial. If this is what you want to do, I need to get your signature here. Okay. You mind if I date it for you?
I don't mind.
All right, Ms. Hagland, would you please raise your right hand to be sworn? You swear the testimony you give for this court's the truth, so help you God? Do you?
Yes, Your Honor.
You can put your hand down now.
Judge, we don't have a score sheet for you right now. The score sheet that was originally prepared had all three charges, so it will have to be modified. State will get you one. Later.
All right.
And we have no objection to that. That's going to actually decrease. Cool.
Is she pleading to
Count one only, Judge.
count one only and a null pros on 2 and 3? All right, Ms. Hagland, you want to enter a no contest plea to the charge of resisting arrest with violence. Is that correct?
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
You want to enter a no contest plea to resisting arrest with violence, a felony?
Yes, sir.
Did you read and sign this plea and sentencing agreement form?
Have I read it?
Yeah.
Have I gone over it? No, I did sign it. I will review it later.
I went over the rights with her.
Yesterday, yes, he did.
Yesterday, Judge.
All right, you went over this, all your rights. They're contained in this form. You went over that with your attorney yesterday?
Yes, yes, Your Honor.
You understand them, that you're waiving these rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
Has anyone forced you or threatened you to enter this plea?
No,
Why are you laughing?
I've never. I get nervous.
Are you under the influence of any medication or drugs that prevent you from knowing what you're doing here today?
No, sir. I just
Are you
have
happy with the work
nervous
Mr. Williams has done for you on your case?
tics. I'm thankful for him, yes.
Court finds the plea is, and the state's going to drop charges.
2 and 3.
Count 2 and 3, charges are going to be dropped, correct? All right. Court finds the plea is freely and voluntarily entered. Court accepts it. Adjudication withheld, which means you're not adjudicated a felon on this case, okay? 2-year drug offender probation, 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. curfew, adjustable by probation to accommodate work schedules, enroll and complete the ECLC program.
What is that?
That's the drug evaluation and any treatment that's necessary.
Is that Bridgeway?
I don't know if it's at Bridgeway.
The probation will have your information for you, okay? 50 hours community service work, which I'll let you buy out if you want to. No contact with Benjamin Gross. $967 court cost, $50 PD application fee, $100 PD fee, $100 cost of prosecution, waive cost of supervision, and that's it.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay, thank you.
We request restitution be reserved for 180 days.
Reserve on restitution, 180 days.
That's all I have?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. That means that they don't know yet if there's any restitution being sought, so they want 180 days to find out. If you disagree with the amount, you just let probation know. They'll schedule, I did go over this, yes. They'll schedule a restitution hearing for you. It's like a civil trial for damages. Okay, just determine the amount.
I was thinking the court cost.
Okay. No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
All right, do we have another gentleman that? Rowan?
I'll let her know. You got it.
Is juvenile, he brought up, is he up from now an adult court? Is that what's happened?
It was a direct file.
Is this, who is this? What's his name?
Isaac Rowan.
Isaac Rowan.
Want to come forward?
Okay.
And if I may have just a moment, Your Honor, to make sure, even after reading this, after we went over it, to make sure he didn't have any questions. No
Isaac
questions.
Ivan Rowan, okay.
And Your Honor, he is before the court on a charge of burglary of unoccupied conveyance, petty theft, and theft of a credit card. That's on 23 CF 1908. He is a juvenile. We did go over his plea agreement yesterday and did give him everything to read. We did go over the score sheet. He is waiving he is waiving the
PSI.
PSI. Yeah, I had PTI on my mind.
I think it's PS, no, what is the?
PSI.
PSI, all right.
He is waiving his PSI, and, Your Honor, his caseworker, because he is a ward of the state, is also present.
Your name, please, for the record?
Catherine Burns.
Catherine Burns, okay, thank you.
Your Honor, we have reached an agreement, if I may approach.
All right.
And I already have the score sheet. I need to send this.
Mr. Rowan, would you please raise your right hand to be sworn? You swear the testimony you give for is course of truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. How old are you, Mr. Rowan?
17 years old.
All right, thank you, sir. This is 23 CF 1908, State of Florida versus Isaac Ivan Rowan, a direct file from juvenile to adult court. Represented by the Public Defender's Office. And he is pleading to to the 1 felony and 2 misdemeanors, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
You are entering a no contest plea to burglary of an unoccupied conveyance, a 3rd-degree felony, petty theft, a 1st-degree misdemeanor, and theft of credit card, a 1st-degree misdemeanor. Do you understand that, Mr. Rowan?
Yes, Your Honor.
And a no contest plea means you're not admitting you did anything wrong, but you're not denying it. You just want the court to go ahead and handle the case. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Did you read and sign this plea and sentencing agreement form which explains your rights? Are you aware of the rights you're waiving by entering this plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Has anyone forced you or threatened you to enter this plea? Are you under the influence of any medication or drugs that prevent you from knowing what you're doing here today?
No, sir.
Are you happy with the work, Ms. Rivers, your attorney's done for you on your case?
Yes, sir.
Court finds the plea is freely and voluntarily entered. Court accepts it. Withholds adjudication, sentence you to 18 months probation, waive cost of supervision, $415 court costs, $100 cost of prosecution, $150 PD fee, 75 hours community service, which cannot buy out, have a substance abuse evaluation, completing recommended treatment or counseling, random UAs, stay away from drug users. You're not to have any possession of any weapons. Do not return to Twin Hills or Pinnacle Point, and restitution to Deidre Brazil, $645. Anything further?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, sir. It's a withhold on all it's a withhold on all three counts, isn't it?
I'm sorry, Judge.
Withhold on all three
Yes, sir.
counts.
Yes, Your Honor.
And the probation is 18 months concurrent all?
No, no, no.
12 months on the misdemeanors?
Yes, 12 months on the misdemeanors, 18 on the felony.
12 months probation concurrent on the misdemeanors. 12 months probation concurrent on the misdemeanors. Yes, sir.
And if there's any monies or anything ordered to be allowed to pay the misdemeanor costs during the term of the felony probation?
Yes. Okay.
Okay. I'm going to get some information from the DPA guy.
Do we have, who was the gentleman, Miss Rivers? I forgot.
Your Honor, I just need to get some information, contact information from him, address, phone number, email address. The state is going to be offering a DPA, and he is wisely going to accept.
And Judge, typically what we'll do for the DPAs is we'll just have them sign it out of court, and then the state will submit it to the clerk.
Okay, so we don't need to take a plea from him?
No, Your Honor.
Okay.
And then it'll be dismissed if all conditions.
All right, so if you will do what you're supposed to do on the deferred prosecution agreement, the state will not file charges against you, or
Yes,
will
Your
drop the charges, whichever. Okay?
And if I reside in New Orleans, there's no issue with that.
Because it's a DPA, there is no issue.
No, but
It's all administrative through the state attorney's office.
that's a swinging city. You better stay out of trouble there. You might be,
I'm ready to move to Florida. Thank you very much.
be careful. All right, do we have, do we have a hearing this afternoon, a VOP hearing?
I don't know about the VOP hearing, Your Honor. We had Mr. Kilburn with Mr. Russell. That's been continued, but I don't know about the VOP hearing. That was Ms.
Do we have
Leone's.
something? Do we have something with a Carmichael? George Carmichael? Come on
Your Honor,
up.
If you, the state did want to get a control date of October 30th for Mr. Stoller.
Okay, October 30th.
Or we can do the 26th of October, just to make sure we've had the paperwork filed and everything.
All right, 26th of October.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
Come on up. George Randall Carmichael, I guess.
Yes, sir.
Somehow you were not on the regular alphabet. I don't know what happened, but
Mr. Wu. Judge, the state's offer on this VOP would be if he has completed DUI school and provided proof of probation, terminate probation as scheduled and waive the vehicle impound. Otherwise, extend for 3 to 6 months until DUI school is completed.
you want to do that?
I'm already enrolled in the DUI class. I started October 3rd, 4th, and 5th.
So if he admits the violation of probation, is that what you're saying, Ms. Brickman?
Just to modify and extend 3 to 6 months until he can get that DUI school completed.
You want to enter an admission, and I will modify and extend your probation for 6 months, just long enough to get that school completed, then it will terminate.
Why 6 months? I can have it done in a month.
Okay, well, I'm giving you a lot more time than you probably, just in case you catch COVID or something, I'm giving you 6 months to
Okay.
do it. You don't want to do that?
Yes, sir. Just as soon as I get it done, can I put in papers to get off?
Is that right? Terminate when he gets his DUI school done?
That's what I was explaining from my probation officer.
We would request that the vehicle impound be waived as he's provided proof that he doesn't have a vehicle.
All right, yeah, waive the vehicle impound and give you 6 months to get that done. If you get it done, it'll terminate your probation.
Okay. That's what-
faster.
yes,
Giving
sir.
you more time than you probably
Yes, sir.
need. Okay, would you raise your right hand to be sworn? You swear the testimony you give for this court is true, so help you God.
Yes, sir.
This is 22 CF 2329, State of Florida versus George Randall Carmichael, which is a VOP. You want to admit that you violated probation?
No contest, sir.
Okay, well, that's a little, no, you got to say you admit in a violation of probation or deny it.
Yes, sir.
Admit it or deny it.
Yes, sir.
You admit?
Yes, sir.
Where the rights you're waiving by entering this admission?
Yes, sir.
Anyone force you or threaten you to enter this admission?
No, sir.
Are you under the influence of any medication or drugs that prevent you from knowing what you're doing here today?
No, sir.
Court finds admission freely and voluntarily entered. Court accepts it. Will extend probation for 6 months to give you time to get your DUI school done. If you get it done, as soon as you provide the documentation, the probation is done, your probation will be terminated. It's on the same terms as he previously was serving.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Touch base with them.
Is that shall?
Shall. The S-H-A-L-L.
And waive supervision fees?
Yeah, waive supervision fees. We have this gentleman in the back, he's waiting on us? Anybody else that we have missed?
No, I think that's everybody.
I want to compliment y'all for your the way y'all are working moving this docket. I want to compliment y'all for helping the court move this docket. Anything further we need?
Do we need to bring Stevens back out to discuss anything, or does he have to
No. Was he actually, he was arraigned, right? He was actually.
They wanted him to wait and then do something.
Right, because we thought the offer was pretrial intervention, but it won't be that anymore, seeing he has a failure to appear for a misdemeanor case, so we can leave him on for the 30th. Pretrial.
FTA, well, criminal traffic. That changes anything. There's a CT case, FTA for judge trial. Driving license
And
suspended first offense.
but he got kicked out for a DPA on that. I'm seeing.
So she just scribbled something.
Pretrial, October 30th is fine. I don't know if he's been arraigned.
Good timing, I guess.
Are you going back to the office?
Yes, I'll take it.
Thanks.
Yeah, that's typical. And that's one thing on Carmine. Do we need to bring Stevens back out for anything, or does he have a date?
Actually, if y'all can put him in the interview room, I can talk to him right now. The BTI one.
Well, yeah.
Well, so that means he probably needs to make a payment, because those are, that they'll give you a lesser, no valid DL if you can pay the court costs right then.
I think that's it.
Wait.
Okay.
Okay.
Trying to get that.
Okay.
Oh, you got something?
I don't think he was. I don't know for sure.
I don't think I put anybody on probation against that. Nor got anybody else.
Or
Your
excused.
Honor, I had one on Mr. Carmichael here. You extended him for 6 months with the condition to do DUI school, and he shall terminate upon completion of DUI school. I'm just asking for our records, we clarify that. We're extending 6 months from his original termination date, which was 10/5 of '23. So we're
All
going
right.
to go 6 months from that day if that's
All
fine
right,
with the
that's,
court.
yeah, that's fine.
Thank you.
Okay, is that it? We can bring him back October 5th.
I'll load up plenty.
I'm just kidding.
1, 2, 3. Judge, can we approach for a moment?
Somebody
I think we have some
always
issues.
pays doing that.
We're all coming up there.
You never know who's which.